guys, this is the Media Marauder, and I'm probably going to upload some video of an auction that I went to the other night. It was pretty cool. I had a bunch of like 80s rock t-shirts, concert tour programs, stuff like that. I didn't buy too many of the concert programs and stuff. Stuff was going really, really high. The first two shirts that went off auction that they did choice out, guy bought two shirts and paid $160. So these shirts, if you watched the video before this, I'm gonna try to show the video before. It's probably a 2-minute video. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch that video. I'll probably link that in the description, and that will show you some of the concert t-shirts that were available. I think there was like 40 or 50. There was a bunch. I ended up getting some, and we'll go over some of these. Like I got some decent ones, but I didn't get the best ones. I just couldn't afford them. But let's start it off with this one right here. It's a Bon Jovi. As you can tell, it's kind of discolored, but I'll let you guys in on a little secret. If you find old shirts like this and they're discolored like that, don't worry about it. A, people will buy them that way. And B, if you really, really want to, you can take OxiClean. And what you do is you put it in there. Like, see how that's discolored right there? You soak this shirt in OxiClean for about 6 hours. Take it out, put it in the washer, or rinse it in the sink and wash it. And it will look brand new. It will look better than this shirt. Look at that. It will look definitely better than this shirt. But it will be white, man. I sold a shirt like this to a guy, and it looked horrible. I gave it to him for like $10. It was a $50 shirt. He came in the next day, and it was mint. It looked like a brand new shirt. He showed me how they did it on his phone, and it's amazing. So I can make this look brand new if I want to. But yeah, we got this one pretty cheap. This is probably like, a $50 shirt. Don't know if this will come out. I'm not sure what that is. Might be rat poop. I don't know what it is. But it's still, that's an 80s like Bon Jovi shirt. And here's a Michael Bolton back when he had his hair. I believe it's 1990. There on the back. And most of these concert t-shirts, what you want to look out for is right there. That's what you call single stitch. If there's just one stitch going through there, that usually means it's old. And you want to look and see. There's like a Hanes made in USA. So you know that's old stuff. That's an oldie right there. That kind of looks like some spider eggs or something. I don't know what that is, but we'll get that off there before we try to sell it. Here's another one, Loverboy, 1983. There's a signal tag, made in USA. It's a medium. Nothing on the back. This is still probably a $40 or $50 shirt. There's the Bangles. It says 1986 there on the bottom. There again, it's a Screen Stars. That's a pretty popular one from back in the day. There again, it's discolored. It's double different flight. Like I said, it's got a little stain right there. Like I said, that will come out. This is single stitch also. I think that shirt's probably about $50. Here's Vixen. I actually saw them in concert in my hometown here, in Parkersburg, West Virginia. There's a large. This is not made in USA, but it's an old tag. You can tell that. And it is single stitch also. It does have something on the back. Vixen Rules. The Destroyer. It's pretty neat. Like I said, I saw them in concert. They did a acoustic set in town. It was pretty awesome. We got to meet them after the show. I really dug Roxy. She was the drummer. She was like impressed. I knew almost everything about her. They were in the movie Hardcore. They were the band in that movie. Not Hardcore. Hard Bodies. That's the hard movie. Hard Bodies. They were the band in it, and she was also a drummer in Madam X before she was in Vixen, and she was just so impressed. I knew everything about her. Lita Ford. Look at that. I mean, that's pretty bad, but I think that will come out. But this is probably from like 1987 or something. No, I was wrong. 1988. Right? Yep, 1988. Lita Ford. Single stitch. I'm sure it's made in USA. Yeah, it's a Screen Stars. Made in USA. It's a large. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. That's probably at least $50. Not sure who this is. Sidewinder. But there at the end, I just bought all the shirts. They just, auctioned them off all for one money. That was the only way I was able to get any. Because after everybody picked out everything they wanted, there's a little... That looks like the front. Yeah, that is the front. There's the front. It's got a thing on the front. And that's the back. Not sure who Sidewinder is. I'm going to have to check and do some research. But it is an old tag. It is from the 80s. It's on a Bantam. And it is single stitch. So we'll do some research on that. Find out what it is. Sometimes you got to research this stuff. There's Pat Benatar. It is in 1988. And it's single stitch. And doesn't say where it's made from, but you can tell it's an old tag. It's an XL. You want to find bigger shirts. Because the older shirts were made small. I mean, look at this. That thing's supposed to be an XL. And it's not big at all. I mean, it looks like a medium in today's world. That XL is not bad. That might be a women's XL. That's tiny. So whenever you sell these things, make sure you measure like across the pits to pit and the collar to the end. Because, like I said, they're different measurements because stuff shrinks, and plus they made stuff smaller back then. There's Joan Jett. Like I said, it's on a Hanes USA tag. So you always want to look up for this USA tag, and you always want to look for that single stitch. Almost every single one of these, every single one has been a single stitch so far. This is also nothing on the back. Some of these are, like when you go to a concert, there's people out there in the, parking lot trying to sell stuff. They're called bootlegs. They're not licensed by the band. I'm not sure if this one's licensed by the band, because it's kind of like an iron-on. See how crappy it kind of like... I mean, you can tell it's just like... But even some of these, even if this isn't like one that Joan Jett put out, the bootlegs still have value. They're still from the 80s, and there were probably even less of the bootlegs made than the official concert t-shirts. And people like to have different things, so the bootlegs will sell. Here's one. The only one I see listed on eBay right now is $500. But it's great white. It is an original great white. It's got some stainage, but people don't worry about the stainage too much, so don't get caught up on all the stains. It's 1987 right there. It's dated. It's got the Spring Ford Made in USA extra large, which is a great size, especially in these older shirts. It's got the double hit on the back. So that's pretty awesome. They were in Cincinnati, Ohio. So it's probably where this was bought, or Kentucky. Yeah, awesome. You can see it has pretty thin. The old shirts are pretty thin too. So this is an original. This isn't a remake. And like I said, the only one right now that's listed on eBay is $500. I'm not going to get $500 for it, but you never know. I might get $200. Here's pretty nice one. These are pretty sought after. These are kind of called baseball tees because they're also called raglans. But this is Dawkin. It's pretty sweet. There again, didn't look at the tag, but I'm sure it's USA. It's Hantex, made in USA. So, like you said, it is vintage. And single stitch, like it's supposed to be. Yeah, all these came out of a storage locker that somebody lost. Could you imagine losing your storage locker and having all this awesome stuff? Yeah, this is nice. This thing probably goes for about $75, I'd say. It's pretty nice. And here's a band I don't see too many concert t-shirts of. Crocus. You remember Crocus? They had, what was it, something... Creatures, what is this? Creatures in the Night or something? Something in the night. I think it was, I die for you. Let's read what this says. I think it says Winterland, which is a concert T-shirt, so you know it's real. I think it's a pretty big brand that does concert T-shirts, but it's Crocus from the 80s. It's got a nice picture of the band back here in the back from 84, 85. And like I said, it is single stitch. And they had some really nice ones. Like I said, go back and watch that video. They had like Duran Duran, you know, Motley Crue, Ozzy, all kinds of stuff. Kiss. This one here is the one I wanted the most. Never heard of this band. It's a band called Jailbait. Evidently, it's got some stains on it. It'll probably come out. It's from 1985. From what I've researched, they were a female band, a female heavy metal band. They were a three-piece, and I need to do more research because guess what? You turn here to the back, it's autographed by all three girls, which is awesome. I can't even find a shirt unsigned by these guys, or girls, I should say. So what's this thing going to be worth? If they've got a fan base, that's going to be a nice shirt right there. Probably going to list this one really high. This is probably going to be the highest shirt that I have. I'm probably going to list it for like $1,000 because there's probably not another one out there. This is made in USA, Hanes. It's a sleeveless shirt. It's supposed to be sleeveless. As you can tell with the, you know, how the sleeves are. But yeah, I'm going to list this for $1,000. Because there's going to be some super fan out there that wants one, and there's not any out there, I guarantee it. And this is nice. Check this out. I did get an Aussie. They do make this shirt. You know, they have reprinted this shirt, but this is not a reprint, because you can go here on the bottom, it says 1987. Most of the reprints will say what year they were made, reprinted. Like, if you find one that's 2010, it will say 2010 on it. If you found one that was reprinted yesterday, it would say 2024. But yeah, if the date's on it, it's usually that usually means that's how old that shirt is. And if you want to double check it, you can always double check it by look. This is an 80s Screen Star, or yeah, Screen Stars. If you go to Pinterest and you look under tag history and put Screen Stars, you can find this exact tag. It will tell you exactly how old it is, because they only use certain, you know, tags, certain years, certain colors, so you can look and see exactly what year it is. But this has got a back hit too. Ozzy Osbourne, Randy Rhoads tribute. This is pretty sweet. I'm going to try to get decent money out of this one because it's like really good shape. There's no stains. I don't think it's ever been worn. And like I said, it's a large. It's a good size. Probably looking like $75 to $100. I don't know. We'll look up some research on it. We didn't research these much. We just knew they were pretty good. Here's the last shirt. I spent more money than I wanted to, but this stuff's, you never see this stuff. You never do. I got a much better deal than the guy that paid $80 a shirt. So just put it that way. A lot better deal. I mean, I got almost all these shirts for what he paid for 2 shirts. So, like I said, I don't like overpaying for stuff. But this is Kiss. Gene Simmons was always my favorite. And it's basically a Gene Simmons shirt. And it's from 1987. The Kiss Company. There again. It's on a Screen Stars tag from the 80s. It's an XL, which is a great size. And it also has a back. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. Gene Simmons. And like I said, this is another one that looks like it's never been worn. It's new. So, at my store, I could probably get, I don't know, $75 for this if I tried hard enough. But hopefully that shows you, I kind of wanted to give you guys some history and a little lesson on how to find old school concert shirts. Because I see so many people on like Facebook saying, oh, I found this shirt, how much is this shirt worth? And 9 times out of 10, it's just some reprint shirt that you got at the mall. The main thing is, if you think you have an old shirt, an old concert shirt, there's 3 things you have to check out. First of all, look at the sleeve, like I showed you. You want to look for that single stitch. Like this is the shirt I'm wearing. This is old too. This is like 25-year-old shirt. That's a single stitch right there. But shirts today, that people have money that can have new shirts. You know, not an old guy like me that wears 25-year-old shirts. But shirts today are double stitched. There's two lines that go through there, and you want to look for the single stitch if it's old. I mean, not every single one's going to be single stitch, but like 90% of them will be single stitch if they're from the 70s or 80s. But there will be some double stitch, so don't let that be your only indicator. Or sometimes there'll be a double stitch up here, and it'll only be a single stitch down here when they're old, sometimes. But make sure you look and see if it's got the single stitch or the double stitch. And your pretty much main thing is, if it doesn't have one of these tags, and it has like a tag, like a printed tag inside, if there's a printed tag in there, it's pretty much worthless. I mean, it's pretty much not more than like 15 years old, or might be 20 years old, maybe. But sometimes they'll say the date in there too. It will say like 2010, 2015. If it says stuff like that, it's usually not anything. Sometimes you can look that stuff up. Some of those are still worth some money, but they're not originals and not worth a whole lot of money. But like I said, you want to look for tags like this, and you normally want to look for tags that say USA. If they say USA, it's usually old, because we have not made shirts here for a long time hardly. There's very few shirts made here in the USA. So look for dates, single stitches, and made in USA. It doesn't have to have all of them. It can have some of them. But if it doesn't have any of them, you don't have an old shirt. You know. You always want to look for the dates on the shirt. A lot of those will be true, but sometimes they're not. Like I said, if it says 1987 and it's like double stitched, and then it's got that screen printed tag on, you know it's new. It's not good. It's a reprint, but you definitely want to have that tag. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys these shirts, and I wanted to give you guys some information to help you guys look for vintage T-shirts. Because like I said, some of them do go for very good money. Let's say that Great White. You know, I might get a couple $100 for that. Some of these other ones may go for $100. You never know. So be on the lookout. So there's something else I wanted to add to the channel to help you out. I used to do a lot more stuff other than cards. So hopefully you guys are finding some interesting stuff in my videos. Have a good one. Till next time. Peace.